All right, class, if you haven't done so already, please put your first and last name at the top of your packet. The items that are due this week, we have our warm-up, our homework. This week's assessment is going to be on sequences, arithmetic sequences. That's finding the nth term, recursive and explicit. Please make sure that you study those things. Okay. You also have your already 3 lessons. The essential questions, I'm going to read those to you. We're going to start scatter plots tomorrow. So it's, what is a scatter plot? How do you find the line of best fit for a scatter plot? Describe how to use the line of best fit to make predictions. What is the difference between interpolate and extrapolate? And then describe how to find residuals. We may not get to residuals. That's supposed to be Thursday, but sometimes we run a little bit behind, so we may not do residuals until next week. All right, so that might not be, I may be a little overzealous putting residuals in there, but we'll try and see how far we can get with it. All right. The agenda's on the side board. I'm going to abbreviate. I'm not going to write all of that. You should have already completed the warm-up. I'm going to write in the planner. I already went over the essential questions with you. Okay. I'm going to go over recursive and explicit. There's a worksheet that we're going to do on that, recursive and explicit. And then there's a group assignment that you're going to do. With any group assignment, you're responsible for your own work. You are just basically helping each other, bouncing ideas off of each other, but you are responsible for your own work. The group assignment we're going to put in our interactive notebook. Questions, comments, or concerns? Planner. Let's take out our planner, please, so we can write down our weekly goal. This week is the 28th. It's gonna be okay, baby. It's gonna be all right.
I'm dreaming about leaving schools.
You ain't going nowhere.
Yes, I am.
Why? For one person?
Yep.
Boy, that. Wish I would let some one person mess up my day.
Miss Lyles.
I could have been.
She's the nicest lady I've ever met.
Who?
Miss Lyles.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay. She's nice to me.
Oh, to you, yes.
Yeah, to me. But the other people, I know.
Okay. All right. Write your weekly goal here, please. My weekly goal is to make sure that I have my help videos out. I haven't even started them yet. So that's going to be a great goal for me. Please put that on your to-do list, okay? All right, let's go to a blank page. Let's go to a blank page. Ready? This is $11.28. Lord help me. Through December 2nd. This is Q2W4. Math 1. Listen, Math 1, you have watched your homework help video. Complete your homework. And if you have not, which I pray this is not you, you should have already completed your already project, because you have time in homeroom to get that done. Your 3 lessons that's due on Friday. I pray that you've already got those done. All right, come on. It's plenty of them in there you can do. You failed that one, go to another one. Yes, baby. No, it's only 2 days. I just put week 4 on there just for the sake of putting. It's only 2 days. So no, it's not a whole week. Sorry. No, it's not a week. No, that's why I just told you I put week 4 on there, but that I was gonna put week 4 again on Monday.
You're so clueless.
Shh. All right, come on. All right, here we go. The homework is already labeled homework. Let me see here. Nope, not going over there. All right. Please take out your notebook and take out this sheet here as well. Let me pause so you can be ready. All right, this is going to be page 14. This is arithmetic, recursive, and explicit worksheet. 15? What was 14? No? I don't see it. Oh boy, let me see. Oh yeah, I didn't have the notebook. So I have to print those pages and put them in because my document camera wasn't working. All right, this is page 15.
I didn't know she was already up too.
Shh, stop talking about it. All right, shh. I don't want to hear about that. All right, so let's do these. Let's do a couple. I'm going to do a couple in each section, and then you're going to do the rest on your own. Okay, this is just a review of what we've already discovered. Okay. Recursive formulas are formulas where you have to have the previous numbers in order to get the next number. Explicit formulas are where you can substitute the term that you were looking for and get a direct answer. Okay, you don't have to use previous number to get the next number with explicit. You substitute and solve. Okay, all right, so let's look at number 1. It says T1. That's the same as A sub 1. They just use a different letter. So the first number in this list is going to be 0. Okay, the first number, not the 0 number, but the first number. How do I know it's the first number? Because it's T sub 1 or A sub 1 or M sub 1 or whatever. That you can use any letter you want. Okay, so the first number in the pattern, I'm looking for the first 4 terms, is going to be 0. So I start with 0. Now I'm finding the next term. What is it saying that I'm doing to every term? It's saying that I'm adding 6 to every term. Miss Reyes, please listen, y'all. Miss Reyes, why do they have T sub n? They have T sub n because it doesn't specify what term you're looking for. Miss Reyes, then they have equals T sub n minus 1. Why do they have n minus 1? Because they didn't give you the 0 number, the starting number. They gave you the first number. Anytime you notice that they give you the first term instead of the starting term, it's always going to have this little n minus 1. That's telling you, oh, you didn't start with the starting number, but you're starting with the first term. So my first term, my first number is 0. So now I need the next 4 terms. I'm going to add 6 to get the next terms. So what's 0 plus 6? That's the next one. 12. What's the next one? 18. Any questions? Anybody lost? Okay, those are the first 4 terms. Number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Any questions? Let's do number 2. What's the first number here? -4. What are they asking you to do here to each term? You're adding 2. You're adding 2 to get the next number. So what's the next number? -2. What's the next number?
0.
What's the next number? Questions. This is the first number, the second number, the third, and the fourth. Are there any questions? Okay, see if you can do number 3 on your own, and then we'll do 4 together. See if you can do number 3 on your own, please. What kind of formulas are these? Is it recursive or explicit? Recursive. How do we know it's recursive? Because it's not a next now. I don't see next now here. Why is it recursive though? Because you have to use the previous number to get the next number. All right, let's see what we got. So far, number 1 is recursive. Number 2 is recursive. All right, number 3, what are we starting with? What's the first number? The first number is 8. What are we going to do to get the next number? Minus 4. So what does that give us for the next number? The next number. The next number. What kind of formula is this? Recursive or explicit? This is recursive. You use the previous number to get the next number. All right, so now let's figure out how to get the four terms. Okay? What kind of formula does this look like? Recursive or explicit? This one is explicit. So what are we going to do to find the first term?
How do we know if it's like what's like the indicator?
You can see the difference in how it's like.
You see the difference in how it's written, like you were saying.
Okay.
They gave you a starting number. Here, they didn't give you a starting number. You assume that you have to substitute to find it. When I have to substitute a term or number into a formula, that automatically tells you right there it's explicit. But when I have to use the previous number, this number to get the next one, then this number to get the next one, then this number to get the next one, that is recursive. Does that make sense? Okay. So this one, like Parker said, is explicit. So to get the first term, we're going to substitute 1. Okay? So let's substitute 1. I'm going to do these. We're going to do these in the calculator because the paper is so small. So we got 3 times 1, when you're looking for the first term, minus what? 1. What does that give you for the first term? Oh, I see here 2 different numbers. The first number is 2. So all we're doing is substituting the number in. What's the second number? What do I replace in with this time? 2. So how do I write that in? 3. And what does that give us? How do I find the third term? What? How do you find the third term? Sorry. No. What? 3 times 3 is the third term. So I'm substituting 3. 3 times 3 minus what? And what does that give you? How do you find the fourth term? You substitute 4. 3 times 4 minus 1. What does that give you? The slope here is what? What's the slope? 3. What's the y-intercept? What's the y-intercept? -1. Okay, so this is the first number, second number, third number, fourth number. What was the starting number? The starting amount? -1. If I went backwards, the starting number would be -1. This will be my 0 on my starting number. All right, see if you can do number 5 on your own. Is number 5 recursive or explicit? Raise your hand for recursive. Raise it for recursive. Raise your hand for explicit. It is explicit.
Yep.
All right, let's do it. So here, and how do we find the first term? We substitute what number? 1. Y'all, come on. We got to substitute 1. So that's 4 times 1 plus 3. What's 4 times 1 plus 3? So first number is 7. Okay, so what do we do to find the second number? 4 times 2 plus 3. What's 4 times 2 plus 3? 11. Okay, how do we find the third term? 4 times 3 plus 3. What does that give us? 15. What do we do to find the fourth number? 4 times 4 plus 3. What does that give us? Very good. All right, what's the slope of this equation? It's going up by 4. That's positive 4. What's the starting amount? It's 3. So the zero number was 3. This was the zero number. This is the first number, second, third, fourth number. Any questions? Okay, let's do number 6, please. Is number 6 recursive or explicit? It's explicit. Explicit means we're going to substitute, right?
Yes.
To find each term. All right, so let's find, how do we find the first term? How do we find the first term? Negative 5 times 1 plus 2. What does that give us? That gives, I heard two different numbers. Negative 3. Shh. How do you find the second number?
Negative 5 times 2 plus 2.
And what does that give you? What does that give you?
Negative 8.
All right. How do you find the third number?
Negative 5 times 3 plus 2.
And what does that give you?
Negative 13.
How do you find the fourth number?
Negative 5 times 4 plus 2.
And what does that give you?
Negative 18.
All right. This is explicit. So what's the slope? What's the number it's going up by?
Negative 5.
-5. So actually it's going down by 5, right? And what's the starting amount?
2.
The starting amount is 2. So my zero number is what? 2. This is the zero, the starting number, the first term, second term, third term, fourth term. Questions? If I was to type this in the calculator, I go to, it's linear, because remember, arithmetic sequences are linear functions. That means if I were to graph them, it's going to form a straight line. It's going up or down by the same amount. So that's why it would form a straight line of some sort. When you go to y equals, let me clear, 2nd plus 7, 1, 2. And I type in this explicit formula, which is -5.
How do we type it in?
Sorry. Y equals negative. Don't forget to use the negative button right here.
Yeah.
5. Where is the X?
Right there.
Right beside the green alpha button.
It's right above.
And then we type in plus what?
2.
2. So we could graph that. We know it's going to graph a straight line. You see, the line goes down because it's a negative slope. But we can also look at the function table. Second graph. You see how these numbers right here, your zero number is 2. Your first number is -3. Your second number is -8, -13, -18, -23, -28. If it's calculator active, there is no reason to get this wrong. Questions? Anybody lost? More than likely, if it's recursive, it's probably be on the calculator inactive section because they want to know that you know how to do the formula. Any questions?
So is the middle number, so right beside -5 now, like, where is that?
Where you see that at?
Right there. So like, when we wrote it right there, right? So
That's the second one. So look, the second term is right here, number 2. The answer should have been -8.
So it's just a term. Okay.
You got it?
Mhm.
Yes, baby.
So if it's recursive and they don't give you a starting number, you always start at 0.
They have to give you a starting number with recursive.
Oh, like they did it. They gave you a 0 in that first number.
Correct, yeah.
I did not see that.
It's okay, baby. All right, so now let's look at the bottom. Okay, let's look at the bottom. We're going to write an explicit formula y equals mx plus b, or you can use t of n or whatever letter you want to use. We're going to write an explicit. I'm going to use y equals mx plus b. And recursive, we're going to find our starting number or our first term, which is the term that's given. And then what are they going up or down by? Okay, so let's start with explicit. This is an arithmetic sequence. What is it going up or down by? What's the common difference? D is equal to what? -2. How do we know that the common difference is -2 and not +2? Because it's going down by 2 every single time. So that means to write this as an equation, I would have to write this as y is equal to -2x. This is my slope. What's my zero number? This is my first number. What was the number that came before it? -2. This is my explicit formula. The common difference is the slope. My zero number is my y-intercept. That means I have to work backwards to figure out what was the number before the first number. All right, let's do recursive. What is my first number? What is my T sub, or what letter do y'all want to use? I don't know. T, we can still use T. What's T sub 1? The first number in the list is what? -4 is the first number in the list. -2 is the zero number. -4 is the first number. All right, so now how do I write this? It's T sub n is equal to T n minus 1. And what are we doing every single time? -2. I don't know who said that, but you're right. You're going to subtract 2 every single time. It's going down by 2. You're going to subtract 2 every single time. See if you can do the explicit one for this one. Common difference is your slope. Your zero number working backwards is going to be your y-intercept. See if you can do the explicit formula for B on your own. I'm going to pause for the calls. See, sweet Jesus. All right, here we go. What is the common difference here? Is it going up or is it going down? What is it going down by? It's going down by what? -13. All right. What was the number before? This is my first number in the list. What was my zero number? 97. You're going to add, go backwards. This is minus. Going to add to get that number before. So this is y is equal to my common difference, which is the slope, -13x. What was my starting number again? +90 what? That's my explicit.
Well, I got that very, very long.
What did you put?
You don't even remember.
Right. Recursive. What's the first number? What's my T sub 1? First number in the list. 84. Then I'm going to write T sub n is equal to T sub n minus 1. And what am I going to do every single time? I'm going to -13. See if you can do C, please. See where you went wrong?
Yeah, I did.
All right.
Instead of, I just put +13 instead of actually adding 13 and putting on good.
Oh, okay. To get the starting number.
Yeah.
Here we go. So, what is the common difference here? Is it going up or is it going down? What is it going down by, y'all? It's going down by 6. So the slope is -6. So we got y is equal to -6x. What was the number before it? The zero number. 25. Raise your hand if you got that right. Perfect. Because we went backwards. Got the You got it? Now you know you have to work backwards to see what the number was before the first number. Okay? You got it? All right, so now recursive. We got T, and you remember you can use any letter. You don't always have to use T. You can use A sub 1. They can use any letter. So don't get tripped up over the letter. So we got T sub 1. What's the first number in the list?
19.
That's the first number, not the 0 number, okay? So we got T sub N equals what?
T is -1.
And what are you doing every time?
-6.
You're subtracting 6. This is my recursive formula. Raise your hand if you got that right. Perfect. Do the rest of them on your own, please. Do the rest of them on your own. Questions, comments, or concerns? All right, the rest of it on your own, and this goes down on page what? 15. All right, so let's look at it. This one says explicit. What's my common difference here? I'm going up 8. Okay? So that's y is equal to 8x. That's my slope. My common difference is my slope. I'm going up 8, so slope is positive 8. What is my starting number? Go backwards. What was this number before? If it's going up by 8, subtract 8 to get the number that was before it. It's 1. So this is my explicit. Recursive. T sub 1. What was my first number in the list? Come on, y'all. What's the first number? It's 9. Then we got T sub N is equal to what? T N minus 1 plus 8. Perfect. Raise your hand if you got that right. Okay, good deal. Let's look at E. What's the common difference there? What is it going up or down by? Is it up or down? Is it going up or down? So this is positive 2. Okay, so it's y is equal to what? 2x. What was the starting amount, the starting number, the number before the first one? -5. That's your explicit. Recursive, starting number. I'm sorry, the first number, T sub 1 is equal to what? -3. That's the first number in the list. How do I write the recursive? T sub N. We're adding 2 every single time. You understand? You're adding 2 to get to the next number every time. Okay? All right, F. What's the common difference? Minus what? 22. Shh. Noah, come on, babe. What's the explicit formula, babe? Noah, y is equal to what? Negative 22x. What is the number before? Positive 132. Okay. How do we write the recursive formula for this one, Chloe? We got T sub 1 is what? What's T sub 1 equal to? 110. Then we got T sub N is equal to T N minus 1 minus 22. Got it? All right, good. What? Go ahead, baby. What? You forgot the minus. All right. On the other side, the recursive formulas, you're writing them into explicit. Shh. All right. So what's the explicit form? We got y is equal to What's the slope? No, slope. 6. So this is 6x. If the first number is 0, what's the number before that? -6. Okay. Number 9. We got y is equal to, what's the slope here? 2. Okay, so we got 2x. The slope is 2, so we got 2x. What is the 0 number?
Oh, wait, no.
Sorry.
It's going up by 2. Go backwards. Somebody said it already. -6. Go backwards, okay? Shh, go backwards. All right, what about 10? Y equals -4x plus 12. Now you're given the explicit and you have to write the recursive. All right, let's write T sub 1. What's the first number in the list? What's the 0 number in the list? The 0 number in the list is what? No. Where do you get 2 from? 3? No, I don't know where you get 3 from either. -1 is the starting number. What's the number after that? The number after that is 2. Okay, that's the first number. So now you write it as T sub n is equal to what? Come on. T n minus 1. What are you doing every single time? Plus 3. Where you lost that? We're just working backwards. Tell me. Talk. Okay, the 0 number, the starting amount is what? Here. -1. What was the number? If that's the 0 number, what's the number after it? What are you doing every single time? What's the slope? You're adding 3. So add 3 to -2. I mean, to -1. It's 2. That's how we got that number.
What about the bottom?
And what are you doing every time? What's the slope? The slope is 3. So you're adding 3 every single time.
What about the ones that's like the T n minus 1 and T? What does that mean?
We did that first. That was on this page.
Not that.
Okay. At the very top, remember I told you could use any letter you want. It doesn't matter. This is saying is what term are you looking for?
Okay.
All right. Let's do this one. That's okay. Let's do this one. What's my slope here? Which one of these numbers is my slope? Nope. 4 is my slope. What's my B? What's my starting amount? 3. That's my 0 number. What would be the number after that? 7, because every single time I'm going to add 4. So this is going to be T sub 1. The first number is 7. Then I have T sub n is equal to T sub n minus 1. And what are you doing every single time? I'm adding 4. Now you can get a lot of practice with it. All right, so in your groups, I want you to work on this. This is going to be page 16. I'm going to give you the first 15 minutes of class to finish this tomorrow. But you're going to start it right now. No, we got a little time.
It's my mom's birthday. You know what?
Oh, happy birthday.
I'm not going to bother her.
Good. That would be a great birthday gift. Just leave her alone. Leave her alone. She needs a break. Shh. Leave her alone. Pray about it. Shh. I don't want it on my video.